I get a lot of questions of what tools you need to get started in a pipeline. This is after you already got a test, you're headed to go take a test. The basic tools that you need to start pipelining: umbrella. You don't need it, but I recommend it. You don't want to be in the summer hot days. You don't want to be out there burning your butt. I had a pipeliner style, but somebody stole it in Mansfield, Louisiana. You obviously need basic stuff, wire wheel, grinding disc, metabo, your hood. Get a good hood. This is a Bledsoe. I run shade 11, 240s. Nothing fancy. It's beat up. It's taken many beatings. Knee pad, for sure. Knee pad. You're pipelining, you're gonna be down on your knees. That sounded weird, but y'all know what I mean. This is a Truflex knee pad. It's the best knee pads I've used since I've started. An arm pad, you don't need this, but I love it. A lot of people complain and call it a sissy pad, but they know they want one. Gloves, obviously. I use Tillman 750s. I love these things. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna keep them on. Sleeve, they sell these at the welding supply in pairs. I only use one. I think it's for my left arm. When I'm hot passing, you need tape for your branch. I'll show you guys later on how to lay out a branch, why you need this duct tape. You need a striker. You need a marker to stencil your straps. You need a rock grinder. There's different names for this, but for the purposes of this video, I will be calling it the rock. Donkey. You need a punch. You don't need it if you're a good welder like me. You keep it, to the side. But if you got pinholes, you gotta ding them. You need a hammer, for sure. A hammer, a good little hammer. You don't want no carpenter hammer because they won't work out here. You need a good solid little hammer. I love this thing. You need basic tools: crescent wrenches, channel locks, screwdrivers. Stuff can go wrong. Flashlight, little flashlight. You don't need it, but I recommend it. Before the inspector goes out there, you can look inside. If you're worried about your bead, you need a torch, whatever. I use Victor. They're tried and true, so I use Victor for everything pretty much. Long barrel. You don't need the short barrel. Here's my short barrel. To start off, you do not need, I don't even think you need these really, but just get a long barrel. You can use it on the big bevel machine and the small bevel machine. This you can only use up to like the 6 to 8 bevel machine, so have those with you. Spacing tool. I've had this since I broke out, believe it or not. Almost 2 years. It's a Sawzall blade, 1/8 inch thick. Look at it. I just recently put a little handle on it so you can grab it better, but that'll give you a pretty good gap. This is my perfect gap, money gap. You need, of course, a tape measure. Always need a tape measure. Can't have too many. I got 3 in my rig. Wedges. You will need these. You cannot pipeline without a wedge. It's a wedge and a hammer, really. Grinders. This is I believe it's a, Sawyer from the welding supply. You need 3 of them. I started with 3. I've gone down to 1 big wedge. You need 3 of these. 2 baby wedges. I also had 3. I lost 1. I don't know where it went, but you need these to go test, or at least the way that I'm going to show you guys how to go test and do a branch. I call these baby wedges. I think they're the same brand, Sawyer or there's some H&M. You need a 7-inch grinder. 7-inch grinder is a must. 9 inches too big, unless you're trying to kill your helper. or you're on some really big inch pipe. But this is plenty. I think they're like $100 at Lowe's. What else? This is what I also recommend. You don't need it, but I do recommend it. For your metabo, when you're doing your branch on your throat, you got to get in there, clean it. Metabo, you can't stick this big grinder in there. But the downside of this one is it doesn't have a guard. I've been lazy on doing that to the other grinder that I have. The modification, we modified this big guard on the 7-inch to fit this small one. But what else? A rod bucket. You're gonna look like a fool if you pull up with no rod bucket. Rod bucket, for sure. You're gonna need a table. You're gonna need a table to set your coupons on. So this is my mud board / table. I set stuff on it. You gotta remember, when you go test, you might be out in the middle of nowhere. Just all there is an inspector and some pipe. He tells you, hey, cut it. You gotta have your own stuff. You can't rely on nobody. Maybe a set of 2-hole pins. Just maybe you don't really need them, but I recommend you have at least a set of 2-hole pins. Levels. Where did my levels go? There you go. Some levels. Basic tools, but your must-have for sure are wedges, grinder, torch, and spacer. You need this spacer. This I love it. I put my coupon, set this on there, put my other coupon, tag it, set it down, go to town, start welding it out. Jack stands. Let me go get one. I'll be right back.
And take this time, my baby.
Here are my jack stands. I use B&B jack stands. You can use whatever you want to use. I use B&B jack stands. You can buy, I don't really like these as much as the Sawyer jack stands, but I already have them. Work. Get the job done. What I meant by your table is this right here. You get out in the middle of nowhere, West Texas, inspector sees you don't have any of that stuff, you're already busted. Of course, you need a welding machine. The machine that I recommend is a good old SA200. You can find them real cheap right now on Facebook Market, Rig Welders of America on Facebook. Ask a buddy; he'll probably know his grandpa has one in the shop somewhere. They go anywhere from $1,000 to $3,500. I wouldn't spend more than $35,000, $4,000 on a good machine. I broke out with a red face, 69 red face. It's all over my Instagram. I got videos, pictures of it. I love them. If you can afford a Pipe Pro, go ahead. You know, but if you don't know what you're doing, you've never done this before, you're thinking about getting into it, you kind of got a couple side jobs, don't go all out. That's just me. Do not go all out. If you're not good with money, saving money, stay out. It'll only make you worse. But yeah, I think that's it. If I left anything out, let me know. I want to share all the knowledge that I can, because I don't know if I'm just like you guys. Yeah, guys, stay blessed. I'll be showing you guys some more footage next Wednesday, calling it Welding Wednesdays. My little helper over there, she's kind of passed out right now, but Alright guys, so I kind of forgot to do an outro on this video, so I had to put a little clip of next week's video. If you learned something, drop it in the comments. If I left something out, drop it in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget, stay blessed.